Imagine standing at a crossroads, contemplating two different paths. You feel the weight of the decision, believing that your choice is entirely up to you. But what if this sense of freedom is nothing more than an elaborate illusion? What if the paths you choose, the decisions you make, are all predetermined by factors beyond your control? This unsettling question lies at the heart of one of the most profound and controversial debates in philosophy: the illusion of free will. Free will is the bedrock of our understanding of human agency and moral responsibility. We like to think of ourselves as autonomous beings, making choices based on our desires and rational deliberations. But is this really the case? Or are we simply following a script written by the laws of nature, our biology, and our past experiences? In this video, we delve into the depths of this fascinating debate to uncover whether our choices are truly our own or merely the result of hidden forces beyond our control. The debate between free will and determinism has raged for centuries, with profound implications for philosophy, science, religion, and even the legal system. At the heart of this debate is the question of whether our actions are determined by prior causes, or whether we can genuinely act freely. Determinism is the idea that every event, including human actions, is determined by preceding events and conditions, according to the laws of nature. If determinism is true, then everything we do is the result of a chain of events that we have no control over. This means that our choices, no matter how deliberate they may seem, are ultimately the product of prior causes. The French philosopher Pierre-Simon Laplace famously argued for a deterministic universe. He suggested that if we had perfect knowledge of the state of the universe at one time, we could predict all future events with absolute certainty. This hypothetical Laplace's demon would know the position and velocity of every particle, thereby foreseeing every event in the future, including human actions. But if our actions are determined by prior events, where does that leave free will? Are we mere puppets, our strings pulled by the forces of nature? Many find this idea deeply unsettling, as it seems to undermine our sense of agency and moral responsibility. To challenge this deterministic view, some philosophers argue for compatibilism, the idea that free will and determinism are not mutually exclusive. Compatibilists believe that we can be free, even if our actions are determined, as long as we act according to our desires and intentions. In other words, as long as we are not coerced or constrained by external forces, our choices can still be considered free. Recent advances in neuroscience have added a new dimension to this debate. Studies by neuroscientists like Benjamin Libet have shown that our brains initiate actions before we become consciously aware of our decision to act. In Libet's famous experiment, participants were asked to move a finger at a time of their choosing while their brain activity was monitored. The results showed that the brain's readiness potential, a measure of preconscious brain activity, occurred several hundred milliseconds before participants reported their conscious decision to move. This suggests that our conscious decisions may be more of an afterthought than the true initiators of our actions. If our brains decide before we are even aware, can we still claim to have free will? Some neuroscientists argue that this preconscious activity undermines the idea of free will, suggesting that our sense of agency is an illusion. Others, however, maintain that consciousness plays a crucial role in shaping our actions, even if it doesn't initiate them. Despite the compelling arguments for determinism and the insights from neuroscience, many still hold on to the belief in free will. They argue that the complexity of human experience and the subjective feeling of making choices cannot be easily dismissed. The idea that we can reflect on our actions, consider alternative possibilities, and make decisions based on our values and reasoning seems integral to our sense of self. Moreover, the implications of denying free will are far-reaching. Our legal and moral systems are built on the assumption that individuals are responsible for their actions. If free will is an illusion, how can we hold people accountable for their behavior? Would it be fair to punish someone for actions that were determined by factors beyond their control? In the end, the question of whether free will is an illusion touches on some of the deepest aspects of human existence. It challenges our understanding of ourselves as autonomous agents and forces us to reconsider the nature of choice and responsibility. Whether we are truly free or merely following a predetermined path, the debate over free will continues to captivate and provoke thought. As we navigate this complex terrain, it becomes clear that the truth may lie somewhere in between. Perhaps our choices are influenced by a myriad of factors, both conscious and unconscious, deterministic and random. While we may never fully resolve the question of free will, exploring its intricacies helps us better understand the human condition and the forces that shape our lives.